So the other day, there I was just minding my own business browsing YouTube when I stumbled across a video made by friend of the channel Stix titled, "Ouch, Path to Nowhere Players Attack Arknights." And as a massive Arknights aficionado, I was very offended by this title as its capitalization and exclamation mark implied Stix was excited by this attack. And the word ouch also implied that the Arknights community took damage, like they had a massive L from this attack. Now I was hopeful that Stix would end up adamantly defending the Arknights community from these unwarranted attacks, as he normally does a pretty good job at reporting the news for anime mobile games drama. Unfortunately, Stix really dropped the ball in a major way and basically just took the opportunity to attack the Arknights community himself the entire video, and as a massive Arknights aficionado, I was just very disappointed and not impressed by Stix's video, and I just had to respond. So Stix introduces the topic being very biased against Arknights, stating that Path to Nowhere is a masterpiece.
I have a dedicated video on Path to Nowhere where I went on to state that it is an absolute masterpiece.
Calling Path to Nowhere a masterpiece is just a joke, like I never even heard of the game until I watched this video, and when I did eventually find the game Stix was referring to, I saw that it was just a lazy copy-paste job of Arknights. So as someone who got bored and quit Arknights, I can assure you that an uninspired, dull, very boring looking clone of it is no masterpiece. Stix then insults Arknights players for acting like their game is superior and basically says that comparing video games is bad.
Arknights players were acting like Genshin players, acting like their game is superior. I also want to note that both games are so contrastingly different from one another that I really wouldn't ever compare them.
Really, you can't compare two anime mobile games that are both tower defenses? It's like saying you don't know which number is higher, 6 or 3.5, because, well, 6 is a round number and 3.5 is a decimal number, and you can't compare round numbers with decimal numbers because they're just so contrastingly different, and yeah, it's just utter nonsense. And by the way, those numbers are my score for these games I give as a non-lazy reviewer. I rate Arknights as a respectable 6 out of 10, and Path to Nowhere I reckon as a 3.5 out of 10. That wasn't that hard of me to do, so why can't Stix do that? Well, it's because he clearly thinks Path to Nowhere is a superior game, but he lacks the analysis skill to justify it himself. Instead, he proceeds to lazily cherry-pick Reddit comments that agree with him.
Not to draw obvious comparisons because I enjoy both games, but I wish Arknights could take a page from Path to Nowhere. I used to read 1 or 2 paragraphs on a story from Arknights, skip everything, read another 2 paragraphs, and the damn thing would still be talking of the same stuff as the first 2 paragraphs. That's just bad writing being extended for the sake of it. Arknights has the same problem as Genshin, little substance in walls of text. And admittedly,
so Stix only shows comments that criticize Arknights and praise Path to Nowhere, and doesn't show any of the Reddit comments that offer an alternative perspective, such as this one, which reads, "The obligatory monthly PTN circle jerk post, crazy to think that you guys aren't paid for this." Interesting he doesn't show this comment, cause this is my first thought as well. Like whenever I see people praising a game I never heard of, I assume that they are paid shills, and honestly when I did find Path to Nowhere videos on YouTube, all of them were sponsored, which is very curious. But anyways, whether shilling or not, this is a clear conscious effort Stix made to only show the Reddit comments attacking Arknights and showed none of them attacking Path to Nowhere. He then proceeds to praise the dub in Path to Nowhere, and for some reason Nikkei as well.
voice actors were some of the best that I have heard this year. The voiceovers in Path to Nowhere and the voiceovers in Nikkei are prime examples of dubs that were done right.
Interesting how he omits the amazing Arknights dub they added in 2022. Arknights dub is so good that when I initially naively criticized it, I got my first YouTube strike from a coordinated report attack. Like, I highly doubt people are nearly as fanatical about the Path to Nowhere dub as they are with the Arknights one, and yet Stix just completely ignores it. Anyways, he then concludes his video just flippingly bashing the Arknights community, like even worse than Tectone did.
But seeing the Arknights community devolve into trash talking other good games, other popular successful games, just like Genshin did with Tower of Fantasy, is kind of sad.
So there we have it, just a very clear total attack on the Arknights community, comparing it to the Genshin community, and I just will not allow this to happen. Now before I end this video, I just want to address the avid Stix fans who I already know are going to claim that I took things out of context to make a dumb video or something stupid. Like, I mathematically put Stix in far more context than he did with the Reddit thread. From my calculation, I quoted 216 out of his 920 words, 156 of those words plugging his socials, so at minimum he is 28% in context in this video. Stix, on the other hand, only chose 3 Reddit comments out of 60, which gives only 5% of context for that thread. So basically, any criticism you would have of me in this video can be levied at Stix 5.6 times more.